So guys, this is the start of a new book we're going to get into today. I want you guys to get a chance to see this one right here. Making Accountable Decisions, A Journey to an Accountable Life by Sam Silverstein, the author of No More Excuses, The Success Model and Non-Negotiable. All right, so let's get to it. So firstly, we've got to get to chapter 1, and let's get through chapter 1. As you know, guys, I do not read what do you call those things? the prelude and all that stuff. I don't read those. So we're going to go straight to chapter 1 and get in. I probably should start reading those, but for some reason I can't. So chapter 1, let's see right here. Chapter 1 for me is interesting. Well, you know what? We are going to start from the beginning. I have the page that's a little bit loose here. I don't know why. Yeah, but the first page for mine is come out. We're going to start there. So the first page on this one is called Decisions Matter. So let's go through it. We become what we become what we become because of what we believe and the decisions we make. Our beliefs drive our decisions, and our decisions dictate our results and the legacy we leave. There is a certain definitiveness about a decision that sets you going on a movement forward. Like it or not, throughout our lives, we are constantly faced with the responsibility of making a decision. There's no escaping this responsibility. Not deciding what to do or how to act. Not deciding what to do or how to act in a given situation is in itself a decision. Makes sense. When you don't act in a moment or in a situation, you're still making a decision. The decision is to not act, right? That's still a decision itself. I think sometimes we think it might not be a decision because we're not physically moving or physically reacting to something, but you've made a choice not to do that. So I definitely understand that. It is always easier to make a decision when we know what we believe and what we're trying to achieve. Making decisions also means accepting the idea that we are part of a big picture. We are not only in our decisions, we are not alone in our decisions. Our decisions affect not only ourselves, but also people around us. Our decisions shape our actions are received and interpreted by those around us. These actions shape the opinions and feelings of those individuals, and ultimately, the actions they take for or against us. Our decisions determine our legacy. To a great extent, our beliefs about ourselves and our own capabilities, as well as how we see the world and the forces that play in it, affect what we find possible. These beliefs impact our decisions. Our decisions not only affect us today, but they also affect our abilities and our decisions in the future. For instance, if you feel out of control in a given situation, you may decide to withdraw or avoid the problem at hand. The decision will lead you to escape from a challenge instead of confronting possibly overcoming it. And that's so big. A lot of times, especially in the generation right now, when people have a challenge, it's so easy for people to say to themselves, okay, let me not even get over that challenge, right? Let me just try and work through everything I've got going on right now. Avoiding problems can always be an issue because what most people don't realize is a lot of problems give you the skill set to be able to overcome. When you get a problem, something comes in your life and you get a challenge, that problem and challenge itself prepares you to be able to overcome other things in your life. So when people skip over that and skip over challenges that don't get the benefit of overcoming something, they miss out on that big blessing for themselves, and that can be, very significant. The degree to which you avoid or escape problems today impairs your ability to face, deal with, and grow from various challenges in the future. Exactly what I literally hadn't read that line yet. So if you avoid problems, problems build strength in you. Problems put you in a position, build strength, and put you in a place in which you can grow as a person, you can develop as a person, and those challenges, once you feel them and the emotions around the problems, you're now able to say to yourself, okay, because I've gone through this problem, I now know what I can do better, right? I now know the feeling I felt then and how I can now adjust to put myself in a position to really elevate, right? So that's something to understand. So if you avoid those problems, guess what? You don't build those skill sets, okay? The decisions you make today prepare you decisions you'll be faced with tomorrow. As the complexity of life evolves, one decision will build on another, enabling you to handle increasingly difficult situations. An awareness of the need to decide is the first step towards growth. See, the need to decide is the first step towards growth. Understanding that you have to make a decision. It's critical that we understand the importance of our decisions and also the value of the present. By focusing on our current actions and living in the moment, we develop a certain mindfulness and can apply ourselves to do the very best job possible right now. Clarity of mind allows us to recognize the decisions at hand and to deal with them in a positive, proactive manner. Right? So having clarity of mind, living in the moment, clarity of mind that really puts you in a place to really think positively. Sometimes, obviously, everything in life that happened before. But when you stay in the current moment and you understand, okay, I have to maneuver through this. Yes, the challenge popped up. I have to think deeply and maneuver through it. It puts you in a whole different mind frame to be able to focus. Let me take a quick second to tell you guys, as you guys are listening to me, and this is going to be a big part of my channel right now, as you guys listen to me and hearing me talk about these subjects when it comes to the books I'm reading and everything, I want you guys to drop a comment on what resonates with you more. At the end of every book I go through, right now we're going through obviously making accountable decisions. At the end of every book I go through, if you're not already aware, I go through the comments and I'm going to actually pull up a comment and, respond in a way, asking you guys, okay, if this book or this chapter resonates with you in a certain way, I want to answer to that. I want to speak to that. I want to be able to bring up your name, talk a little bit more. So in the next video, my last video I make of all these videos combined for each specific book, you guys will understand the last video I make will be me going through the comments, picking out the comments I liked. I plan to pick out every single comment and just responding to it, adding value to it. So feel free to drop, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe as we continue to read. An awareness of the need to decide is the first step toward growth. We already did that. When we choose to focus our decisions on those things that we can control, we will get a result. When we focus on what we can not control, there will forever be fewer or even no choices. And so we will be unable to make a decision that can move us forward. In any situation, the question at hand is, what can I control in this moment? When you ask and answer that question, you will know where to focus your thoughts and creative powers. You will find yourself making decisions that can have a tremendous impact on your ability to move forward. Sometimes I've got to go back and read something again to really get it, right? So let's see that again. When we focus on what we could not control, there will forever be fewer or even no choices. And so we will be unable to make a decision that can move us forward. Right? In any situation, the question I have, what can I control in this moment? All right, so everything you have in your life, you should be asking, okay, what can I control in this moment? When you have a life challenge or something hits you some type of way, you should be thinking about the area that you can control, not what you can't control. Because when you think about what you cannot control, you completely lose any type of faith that you can actually make positive progression forward, right? In any type of way. So that's something to consider, okay? All right, some decisions are easy to make and others are more difficult. Understanding the possible outcomes helps you make some of those decisions. So when you're thinking proactively and you know, okay, what can I control? When you understand the possible outcomes of those, like, okay, if I can control this and I take this step A, step B, step C, because I've taken those steps, it's going to be easy for me to understand. And then now I can find out what those outcomes are. If you know you can control, you focus on what you can control, then you can now tie, okay, which step, like if I take step A, this is what will follow. If I take step B, this is what will follow. But if you don't focus on what you can control, then you don't have any options, right? And that's very important in life. This can be applied to many areas of your life. As you read this book, you will encounter principles that will help you make accountable decisions. Each axiom is followed by a story that illustrates the respective principle along with one or more clarifying paragraphs. In the clarifying paragraphs, you will find statements of belief and often additional questions. It is not my intention to provide you with answers based on my belief system, but rather to offer questions that will allow you to probe deeper into your thoughts and feelings. I love that, right? He's keeping things objective. Instead of telling you something that will allow you to just go along with his belief systems. He wants to keep you objective so you can think about things based on your values, because everyone's values is different, but a lot of principles do remain the same. You could just apply them to different sort of values or different areas in your life. Okay? So, on the pages following the statements and clarifying paragraph, you'll find action ideas and questions to make you go on a deeper discovery of your own beliefs, options, opportunities, and ultimately your decisions. I would like to encourage you to read through the entire book, then return to the first of the statements and focus on the questions and action ideas for a week before moving on to the next one. Excuse me, guys. If you only spend 5 minutes each morning thinking about one area, at the end of the week, you would have invested 35 minutes in yourself by giving meaningful thought to a specific important area of your life. You will see amazing transformation in what you think and do. Many of the decisions we face have multiple options. Sometimes we're dealing with right and wrong, but many times there's no wrong answer. The brevity I take in expanding on each decision is by design. It is my goal to assist you in starting the process. You must then accept the responsibility to probe deeper and reach your true inner feelings, desires, and beliefs. You must make these decisions for yourself. It is a journey we all take. Building one decision upon another, we grow, prosper, and shape our legacy. You can create the future you desire based on the decisions you make today. Okay? So, decisions you make today, you can do a lot for your future. Your legacy 100% is shaped on the decisions you make. Everything you do in life connects to the next. Today, what you do today determines tomorrow, which determines the next day, which determines the day after that. And it's important we think about that. Okay? So, that is the first, should I say here, chapter of the book, which is more of an introduction. As you guys know, I don't like to read these introductions. But I did read this one, the first chapter, because these chapters are not really numbered. They just have, they're not really numbered. They just have different titles. This first one is called Decisions Matter. So as you guys go through this, you know this first one is called Decisions Matter. So if you want to mark that down in your end, you can mark that down. And right below here, guys, I should have a link. If you guys want to purchase the book yourself, you can go ahead and do so. So that's the first chapter. And just so you guys know, as I continue to read, I may have another chapter on the same day, looking the same like you see, or I may have recorded it a different day. But hopefully this video has some value. Again, guys, drop below, if you can, drop below anything that resonated with you. At the end, when I get to the end of a book, I'm going to come back and look at each and everyone's comments, and I'm going to respond to you all. So I'd love to see your engagement. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. And as we, whether it's this book or any other book I'm going to continue to read, or you see me read before, share it with someone that you think might have some impact. Sometimes you can share something with a close friend of yours, family member, that you think they can get something out of it. You guys can talk about it, and we can all talk together. See you guys soon. Take care.